Welcome back to Real Phonies, where we take a love for movies and television and we combine them with very little knowledge about movies and television. I'm your host, Christian, and joined with me is my co-host, Joseph.
Yellow.
And Ian.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Back to first billing again.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
You made it back on top. If JQ were here, he may have beat you out.
Joseph wrote a contract after that episode.
I had to sign it. Promised my next born child. It was weird.
We all had to decide.
I'm first mentioned or I walk.
This is our Oscar preview episode. Also, 1 year of Real Phonies. Well, we were better than Transformers at this time last year.
That's true.
But we've been doing it for a year. Thank you for listening. Joseph, you have a very long and extensive list, many printouts of all these Oscar things. So why don't you take the...
So yeah, we just wanted to take some time with the Oscar count up just to go through the movies that are nominated, what we think is going to win and what we think should win, and just kind of some general controversies and snubs and just whatever drama is going on around
There's a lot this year.
2019 Oscars. Which are this Sunday at, what time do we say? Well, it doesn't matter. You'll figure it out.
It's a bullshit hour.
So one of the most notable things about the Oscars this year is that after a Kevin Hart controversy where he was initially supposed to be the host, and then people were digging up like old homophobic things, and then there was a whole thing about it, so they just decided to, and so they just dropped the host entirely and never got another one, which I guess is the second time this has ever happened in Oscar history. I mean, I guess you don't really need a host. They just kind of transition from one...
It should be The Rock every year.
What, did you guys hear that The Rock was approached and he turned it down?
Yeah, he's filming Jumanji too. Yeah, but it should be him. He's the most charismatic person in Hollywood.
Great.
My favorite is not that I watched the awards, but I watched the monologues for the Spirit Awards. Had John Mulaney and Nick Kroll host 2 years in a row,
hilarious.
And it was hilarious.
Yeah.
I wish those guys could do the Oscars.
For some reason, it's always Billy Crystal to me. I just assume Billy Crystal's the one hosting the Oscars.
The Oscars is tough because you want to be funny, but you can't offend the people in the room because they can't take it. You know what I mean? So
that's very true.
It's a balancing act.
It's nobody wants the job is part of the problem.
James Corden. He'll take
James Corden.
I bet James Corden.
Tiffany Haddish. I bet you she'll do one eventually if she stays in it.
Remember the year that it was James Franco and Anne Hathaway?
What a terrible
What
decision.
a weird...
And they hated each other.
That was essentially no host is what that was.
Oh, man. So, yeah, the no-host thing is kind of one in a line of many of the announcements that the Academy made for this year's Oscars that they immediately walked back on.
They're all bad.
Yeah, they're all bad. So earlier this year, we talked about it on our year-end review. They had announced a popular movie category to bridge the gap between what most people consider the good movies of the year and the shit that they list as Best Picture.
It's the most pretentious thing
it's so pandering. Yeah.
We realize you like movies, so we'll give you a category. But you don't like good movies.
Exactly.
So your movies can't be considered.
Exactly.
It's
demeaning.
It's so tone deaf. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can't even believe that got through discussion, you know?
So, yeah, no, they immediately walked that back. That is no longer a category for this year, which kind of probably helped Black Panther actually make it into Best Picture, which is great.
For sure.
Because the thing is, a few years ago, they expanded it to 10 for the very reason of putting
and then they still can't even put fucking 10?
Yeah, and they won't even put, why wouldn't you just use your 10 no matter what? They don't have to win.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
They won't use 10.
That's what I mean. And, you could throw in Mission Impossible. You could throw it, and they don't have to win, but it's just going to get more viewers to watch your show.
Yep.
Everybody wins, too.
I know there is no downside to
I don't know. It drives me crazy. And then the most recent controversy is this past week they had announced that they were going to, in order to speed up the broadcast, which is a problem, they were going to give a couple awards during the commercial breaks and not air them on the TV broadcast. I can't remember all of them. I know it was film editing,
cinematography,
and I think costume design.
Literally the people who make the movie.
But
You're not going to put a cinematographer on there. That is going to be on the friggin' commercial. The guy who shot the stupid thing.
Yep, it's just bad.
They backtracked on that, though.
They did. They backtracked almost immediately.
Because again...
a whole bunch of directors, called him out on it. I think Guillermo del Toro, Quentin Tarantino, there was a bunch of them who were like, this is bullshit.
The problem with all of these ideas with the Oscars is they don't know why people don't watch the Oscars. Mm-hmm. And it's really simple. One, people just don't care about awards because they seem pretentious. Like when you do the popular movie category, you play into that hand. Number two, those of us on the East Coast, it's not starting until 7 p.m. Mm-hmm. It's not ending till 11:30 on a Sunday. Started at 4 in the afternoon. These people, the actors in Hollywood, they ain't got nothing going on. They can go at 2 o'clock in the afternoon to this stupid award show.
Yep.
It would do better. It would definitely.
Those
do
two
better.
things alone would solve that issue. But every idea they had this year was a bad one.
Yep. So
Keep going.
So yeah, I think
Ran over.
I thought we'd go through some of the categories. We might skip over a few that honestly most people haven't seen. Or
Can I pause you just for a second? Was it our Oscar episode last year that you went on like a 10-minute tangent about?
It is.
Okay, it's a good one. You were very angry.
One more reason for me about why people don't watch it also is like it's so politicized now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's so like left wing that it turns off half the country. You know what I mean? And like I don't care what actors think about politics. I really don't.
I think another issue is and this is not as like, probably motivated as yours, but we don't need to see a rendition of every song.
That's so true.
Yeah. That doesn't need...
Hold on. We're talking about things they walk back. They were only going to do Shallows and the Black Panther song.
Now they're doing all of them.
Yeah, and then
they've added numbers. It's mind-boggling.
Yeah, they don't know what they're doing.
No.
Like, whoever's running the Oscars, like the showrunner, they're not coming back. I will guarantee that.
I get why, like, if you're a performer and your song is nominated and you don't get to do it, I understand why you'd be offended. But the majority of watchers, that was one of the ideas that people would be like, we may have complained. Wasn't really that big of a deal to us. That would have helped.
Yeah.
But
all right, move on. Sorry.
No, so yeah, we're going to start all of the short film categories. They have a live action and animated short films. One of the problems that I have, and I know we have, is that it's hard to see a lot of the stuff that they nominate for things. These short films, I'm sure, are great. The only one that I've seen is the Bow one, which is attached to
Incredibles 2.
Incredibles 2.
I'm going to say that wins because it's the only one I know.
So we're talking
It's
about
tightening
animated short or a live action short?
That was animated short.
Yeah.
Do you have favorite? We're not even. Who even?
I don't even know any. No, I don't know any of them.
I'm saying Bow wins.
I didn't even
both categories.
What is the one?
Action.
What is the one with Incredibles that refresh me? That
it's the noodle, the dumpling.
It's a dumpling, yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It comes alive. She eats it. It's horrifying.
Yeah, that wasn't good.
And man, speaking of things that could be done on a commercial break, it always bothers me that they have a sound editing and a sound mixing category. I'm sure there are important distinctions if you're like in the industry, but me as a viewer, I have no idea what the fucking difference is. Why are we doing two different awards for this? Can one of them be over the commercial break?
We could probably just do them at the same time.
That's kind of
they don't need a speeches.
Just like split screen.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I like it. Costume design. This is actually one of the few things that Ballad of Buster Scruggs got nominated for, which I was surprised by. I thought that was kind of unusual. But
what are the other nominees?
It's got Ballad of Buster Scruggs, Black Panther, The Favorite, Mary Poppins Returns, and Mary Queen of Scots. Victorian shit will get you an Oscar, so The Favorite and Mary Queen of Scots are good possibilities.
I would say Black Panther has a really good shot, too.
Black Panther has some great costumes. So
Black Panther does.
Was that like African, like futuristic thing they went for?
Yeah.
I would go probably Mary Queen of Scots or The Favorite, because you're right. Like, it just seems like a category that one of those
I'm gonna give it to Black Panther just because I think that's a way that they can give an Oscar to Black Panther without giving
also
them
true. If
Best
Black
Picture.
Panther wins that, it ain't winning Best Picture,
Absolutely,
which I know is stupid, but
yeah. I think Black Panther's going to win that one.
So for cinematography, we got a foreign movie called Cold War. We got The Favorite. We got Never Look Away, which I've never heard of. Roma and A Star Is Born. It's going to be Roma, probably. Star Is Born, I think, has a good case for it. But as we've noted, for whatever reason, the Star Is Born is not getting a lot of love in the Oscars this year.
No, I think you're right. I think it's going to be Roma.
Yeah. But, I mean, I don't think that it shouldn't be Roma. I think the cinematography is the strength. Like, that is the point of that movie. But
I would say Star Is Born is what I think should win.
Yeah.
I think they did a good job shooting those live action concert scenes, and it's very well done for a first time director.
Well, it's a really adventurous choice because like the whole movie is shot in close up, which is a really interesting like choice. So yeah, no, I mean, I would be happy with either one of those, but I think Roma's going to get it. Yeah. Production design, we got Black Panther, The Favorite, First Man, Mary Poppins Returns, and Roma. Roma like built a whole Mexican city, so it's going to have a pretty good chance for this one as well.
I would go Black Panther.
Black Panther did again with the
Wakanda.
the Afrofuturism thing. They did an incredible job.
yeah.
And then The Favorite is also like all the Victorian stuff always does well.
And I mean, First Man is that
I just don't see First Man having as strong of a case. I mean, most of that movie takes place like in a little neighborhood, and they, again, they probably did build this neighborhood, like everyone's living in their own little house and stuff like that. But the moon stuff is incredible. But I would lean Black Panther. I think that's one that Black Panther absolutely deserves.
Yeah, no, I think so too. I would actually agree with that. And then I follow that with Best Documentary Short, which again, I suspect they're great artists, but I have never seen any of them because they're just not made available to me. Best Documentary Feature, which had a particular noted snub of the Mr. Rogers documentary, was not nominated, despite the fact that it won a bunch of other awards.
Pretty much universally praised.
Any ones that you recognize?
It's got the RBG about Ruth Bader Ginsburg, but otherwise, not really.
I'm going to go with that one because it's
the only one we know.
Listed.
We love it. Hashtag real phonies. Original song, which I think is going to be pretty tied up.
This one's going to be dramatic. Whoever wins, it's going to be a big deal.
Yeah, it's got all the stars from Black Panther. I'll Fight from RBG. The Place Where Lost Things Go, Mary Poppins Returns. Shallow from A Star Is Born. And When a Cowboy Trades His Spurs for Wings, The Ballad of Buster Scruggs.
I want that one
to
win.
It would be so great if it won.
I do really love that song, and that's a hell of a way.
Could you imagine Tim Blake?
That's the high point of the movie.
Could you imagine Tim Blake Nelson winning an Oscar for
a song? Yeah.
That would be amazing.
That would be incredible.
I think Shallows has that.
It's got to be
100%.
Yeah, Shallows is an incredible.
That's probably the most locked out of any category.
Which is a bummer because All the Stars is also a great song.
It is,
and probably has more staying power in the long run. But
yeah, that would be my other pick for it winning.
Yeah.
I mean, I really feel like Black Panther's going to win a lot of these more minor categories, and that's going to be the trade-off for it not winning one of the major ones. So I really could see it coming through there. I feel like there is a category for there to be like an obvious snub. It may be this in Shallows, but there are some good ones. I just think the Buster Scruggs one, like you said, watching Tim Blake Nelson walk onto that stage in front of Lady Gaga and accepting that award.
I would fucking love it.
It would be hilarious.
Yeah, I would be all about it, but yeah, I think
it's shallow.
Yeah. I remember watching Battle of Buster Scruggs and like him like with his tiny little wings like singing the song and floating away. I was like, what have I gotten myself into? Like this is the most bizarre thing.
So that is followed by what I would consider the strongest category of all of them, Best Animated Feature.
They're all good.
They are all really good. Incredibles 2, Isle of Dogs, Mirai, which is the only one I haven't seen. It's the Japanese one. Ralph Breaks the Internet, which is Wreck-It Ralph 2, and Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse won the Golden Globe. I mean, as far as things that may have gotten snubbed, I know none of us have gotten into it, but both Paddington 1 and Paddington 2 are supposedly really good.
Do they count as animated?
Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, he's animated in it.
Yeah, he's live action. Yeah, it's
but
weird.
the rest of the movie's live action.
That's a good point.
I don't know
like
either
if Ted
way.
was going to get an Oscar nomination.
Paddington 2 is like the highest reviewed movie on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
So
it's apparently really good.
I think Spider-Man is like what everyone says is going to win.
Yeah, I mean, just because it's the Oscars, I think it could be Isle of Dogs because it seems like the more Oscar-y kind of movie. I think it and Spider-Verse have an equal like good shot. I think they both deserve it, which is a shame because again, all of these movies are really good, and I feel like any one of them could have won on a different year.
Yeah,
I don't know. Incredibles 2, I think, is a little overrated. I think it's very similar to the first movie.
I just think, like, compare it to a year where, like, it's fucking all Illumination films, and you get, like, the mini, like, that's so much better than all those kind of things.
Has either one of you watched Wreck-It Ralph 2?
Yeah.
He saw it.
It's really good.
Really?
Yeah, it's better than the first one.
I will agree with you. I have a lesser opinion of Incredibles 2 than most people do, but to Joseph's point, it's still absolutely, in most years, could win Best Animated Picture.
It's objectively better than Transformers.
Yeah.
It's just a step down. Like, Incredibles is probably my favorite animated movie, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think I just too high of expectations.
The plot is just so strikingly similar.
Yeah,
but
I think if Spider-Man wins, it's because that animation, like that out of the comic book animation, which is so cool.
On this note, Disney posted on their Twitter account posted an article that was like, you know, why Incredibles 2 deserves to win the Best Picture, and every comment, and I mean literally every comment, is the GIF of when Peter says, "You're like me." And it's like the Spidey sense thing, and I mean, just scroll, and everyone had posted it. It's hilarious.
That is really funny.
But it should be Into the Spider-Verse, I think.
Yeah, I'm still kidding.
We know you love Isle of Dogs.
This is fine. So that brings us to Best Adapted Screenplay, which is The Ballad of Buster Scruggs, Black Klansman, Can You Ever Forgive Me, which is the movie with Melissa McCarthy, If Beale Street Could Talk, which is Barry Jenkins' film from this year, and A Star Is Born. This is also one of the few things that If Beale Street Could Talk is nominated for, which is surprising because it's won a bunch of other shit in other award shows, and also Barry Jenkins' won Best Picture. Was it last year or
Moonlight.
2 years ago?
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
For Moonlight.
Shape of Water last year.
I'm leaning towards Black Klansman wins this category.
It's a good possibility.
Yeah, I would say that's the overwhelming favorite, Black Klansman. I'm a Star is Born fanboy, so I would like Star is Born, but it's not going to win.
I think it could be If Beale Street Could Talk, just because it's based off a novel. It's specifically screenplay wise. It's very dialogue heavy. I feel like it has a good possibility, but I think it's between Black Klansman and If Beale Street Could Talk.
I would say a snub here would be First Man, because I have been reading First Man, and while it is an excellent autobiography, it's amazing they crafted as good of a movie as they did out of it, because it's very heavy on it's an autobiography. It's very heavy on
So Best Original Screenplay is The Favorite, First Reformed, which is one of the few things that it's nominated for, Green Book, Roma, and Vice. The Golden Globe winner was Green Book, which is fucking bizarre to me. Not that I'm sure it's a fine movie. I know you guys both saw it, right?
I watched half an hour of it.
Yeah,
Green Book's great.
And
it's my second favorite
good,
year.
but it's a white guy learning about racism again. Is that a fucking original screenplay at this point?
I think of the ones of that category, I'd probably lean Vice.
Yeah, Vice seems like one of the more creative ones. Just because, again, this is Adam McKay's strength, as we've learned. But who would have thought that you could make a kind of a political drama into just a fascinating?
The great Ian talked about it last. It's an essay. And he's presenting it in
it's a political science
fun,
lecture in a movie,
really intellectual and yet hilarious manner.
Did The Big Short win? I want to say it might have in this category when it was nominated.
2 years ago?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I have to look at that up. I'll look it up. But I think the favorite is the favorite. So that's what I've been seeing.
There were a lot of great reviews of The Favorite. I didn't see it, but people seem to love it.
I'd go with Vice just because I don't feel like the other ones on this list are exceptionally creative. Mm-hmm. That brings us to Best Director, which I have the most snubs here listed for. So it's an interesting one.
It did. Best Adapted Screenplay, 2016 winner.
Okay. So Best Director, the nominees are Spike Lee, Powell Polakowski for Cold War, Yorgos Lanthimos for The Favorite, Alfonso Cuarón for Roma, and Adam McKay for Vice. Alfonso Cuarón won the Golden Globe.
He'll win it.
He will win it.
Yeah.
I did write down some snubs, just the ones that I thought of. Bradley Cooper was I think the biggest one for A Star Is Born. Bo Burnham for Eighth Grade, which is his directorial debut, which I thought was great. Paul Schrader, who did First Reformed, which is the other. It won a bunch of other awards. Ethan Hawke won Best Actor and some other awards. Just the Oscars didn't care for it. Ryan Coogler, I think, has a real shot.
That's the one I was going to say.
For Black Panther.
Yep. He's got a real gripe there because that movie should not work as well as it does.
Yeah.
And it's just great.
Yeah, it marries so many different ideas and so many different genres just effortlessly. The Coen brothers for Ballad of Buster Scruggs. Well, the Coen brothers never get love in awards season. Mm-hmm. Coen brothers and Tarantino, for whatever reason, never get love. And I think John Krasinski deserves a little love. I know it's kind of a horror movie, and traditionally they don't like horror movies, but it's a very creative and well done.
Certainly well directed.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think I feel like the metrics for a best director really should be, and I think you inspired this, Ian. It should be, is a movie work better than it should? And if so, that's probably the director's doing. He set up a direction that and like the Ryan Coogler thing is a great example. I read this article this week about how when the first draft of the script for Black Panther, they included the
last line.
Yeah, the "bury me at sea like my ancestors" line. And that was the line Kevin Feige's like, I don't care what you change, this has to be in the movie. And so that was really the driving force of the film. Mm-hmm. And because he had this one line of dialogue that I think, everyone has seen Black Panther. That is a powerful moment in that movie. That is a great line.
It's the best line, yeah.
And it works even better with the context of the whole film. Yep. And so he's able to take that and kind of filter through all that. And I think John Krasinski's a great choice, Joseph, because there's no talking in that movie. Mm-hmm. But the commitment of sign language and having a deaf daughter, which explains all of that, and then explains how they would survive in this world. And normally when horror movies and logic gets thrown out the window, it all makes sense in this movie. And it's really a testament to John Krasinski's vision for the film. Bradley Cooper not being nominated it's
a travesty.
I can't figure it out. I don't understand.
And because he was not he was campaigning, they said, for director, not actor.
Yeah.
And he got nominated for the both.
I mean, I definitely think he's a better director than he is an actor in the movie.
Agreed.
Yeah.
The line is, bury me with my ancestors who jumped from the ship, who knew death was better than bondage.
Yeah.
And that's a dope line. Like,
It's a great line.
It hits so hard. So, I think Coogler has an adapted original screenplay, you know? He wrote it. I mean, it's a well-done movie.
I mean, it could even be adapted just because you're pulling from different comic book material.
Yeah.
Either way, you're right. That actually probably should be nominated for something. But yeah, no, to me, I think Bradley Cooper should win because I think that movie is good on the back of his directing.
Agreed. Yeah. Not only is Bradley Cooper a snub and not being nominated, he should win Best Director.
Right.
Yeah. As you guys has Karan, has he already won? Or is
I think he went for Gravity.
Okay.
I think he did the rare twofer where he got director and Best Picture.
But he's a good enough director. I'm okay him having.
Yeah, no,
two
I mean,
Best Director
don't get me wrong. Like,
Yeah.
again, I don't love the movie, but it is a very well directed movie. Like, it's a very well constructed movie. But that brings us to foreign language film, which has honestly most things that we probably haven't heard of. It's got Cold War, which is nominated for a couple other things, and Roma, which is nominated for both in this and in Best Picture, and it's going to win. It won the Golden Globe. It's won a bunch of other stuff.
Roma's
it's going to win.
Yep.
Roma is going to be the award favorite, I think.
It's going to sweep everything, is what it seems like.
Which is, I know, got to be hurting them because it's a Netflix movie. Yeah. Like, that's got to hurt the Academy in some regard. Where I don't know. I guess Netflix has kind of asserted itself to be taken seriously, but I feel like for a long time, those streaming services were, like, blackballed.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
100%. I think you're right, though. It's changed in the last few years where now they're looked at as, like, a Lionsgate or, like, a Universal, like, as a legitimate studio.
They're way better than Lionsgate.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Disney, like, all that.
Lionsgate made one Hunger Games movie that's good, and I think that's the only thing it's ever made. That brings to Best Supporting Actress, which we got Amy Adams for Vice, Marina de Tavira from Roma, Regina King for If Beale Street Could Talk, Emma Stone, and Rachel Weisz from The Favorite. I haven't seen The Favorite. I don't know how good they are, but just by a numbers game, The Favorite has the best odds of winning this one.
Oh no, Beale Street from Talk. Is
I think Regina King won the Golden Globe, and it's supposed to be a very, very powerful performance.
I would say Regina King.
The only one I've seen is Amy Adams, and I love Amy Adams, and she is great in that movie. As like the person who's really the brains behind Dick Cheney is kind of how it is.
Yeah,
and just being a woman, she was never able to get it out ahead because Dick Cheney's he's kind of like a drunk in the beginning, and like she's pushing him to he had like 2 DUIs, and then like she pushed him to be the man that he was. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And she was always behind him. She's great in that movie, but. Yeah, I think Regina King is what everyone seems to think is going to win. And then Rachel Weisz is like the outsider, I think, from The Favorite.
I mean, The Favorite, again, has great reviews, and I like Rachel Weisz fine, you know?
That's one of the ones I haven't seen. I know what it's...
I don't really care.
Yeah, I don't like those royal movies. They're not...
The Victorian stuff is generally dense and hard to get through.
Yeah.
I don't know why this is out of order. My bad. But got makeup and hairstyling, which is just border Mary Queen of Scots and Vice. That's what I have on this list.
I'm going to go in Mary Queen of Scots.
It's going to be Mary Queen of Scots.
You're really? There's no Black Panther there, huh?
Unless...
you're probably right.
Unless I'm missing a page somewhere, which I could be.
I would go Mary Queen of Scots, then you're right.
Yeah.
Those pretty dresses.
Editing, we got Black Klansman, Bohemian Rhapsody, The Favorite, Green Book, and Vice. I haven't seen Vice, but I'm confident that it probably should be Vice.
Yeah, I would agree
because
there.
Adam McKay is so good at pacing.
Yeah.
And I think much of that is editing based. Honestly, this is one of the few things that Bohemian Rhapsody probably could be nominated for. I feel like I don't love the choice of pacing, but I like the way that it cuts from scene to scene in the movie.
If Bohemian Rhapsody wins anything, it can win this.
Yeah,
that's the
I don't want it to win anything.
Please,
yeah,
I just don't want Rami Malek to win, and I know he's gonna.
He fucking better not.
Oh, he's definitely.
Is he favored?
Oh, overwhelmingly. And I'm gonna be so mad because it's such a shitty fucking movie.
I almost rewatched it this weekend just to see if my opinions on it had changed. But
so that brings us to visual effects, which is traditionally where the Oscars kind of like. Oh, we'll give you a couple popular movie Oscars, you know.
Yep.
We got Avengers: Infinity War, Christopher Robin, First Man, Ready Player One, and Solo: A Star Wars Story.
It should be Infinity War.
It should be Infinity War.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't think anything looks as nearly as good.
If you think, I heard there are like 3 minutes of footage in all of Infinity War that don't have VFX in it.
Yeah.
And it looks incredible. Everything with Thanos alone, it should be enough to win.
It's on another level.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Like that Thanos Hulk fight is completely cartoony. It's a cartoon, and it looks legitimate.
I mean, it's super real.
Yeah, like it's so good. And then like when you compare it to like Justice League, it came out similar times. You know what I mean? Like that the spacing between how good one is and how bad is the other shows how good that
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
great.
I think the strength kind of in the same way that Peter Jackson's done in the past. I think the strength of this movie is there's an entirely CGI character, and he's one of the most compelling characters, which is ridiculous. Like you don't at one point even question not only is he a person, but like you like feel for him, you like empathize with him at certain points.
He's probably the main character. You could argue he's the main character.
Thanos is the main character
of that movie
for sure.
And
Josh Brolin's performance is very good in it,
but. That performance is 100% conveyed through visual effects.
Which true, but no one's critiquing Andy Serkis for that, even though.
Yeah. But I think that's a strong case for why I think this one should win visual effects.
Absolutely should.
Yeah.
So that brings us to original score. We got Black Panther, Black Klansman, If Beale Street Could Talk, Isle of Dogs, and Mary Poppins Returns. For whatever reason, First Man won the Golden Globes and was not nominated for this, so I guess that might be considered a snub.
The score in First Man is incredible.
Yeah.
It is stupid good.
Yeah.
Of the ones listed, Black Panther should win.
It probably should.
Ludwig Göransson's score in that movie is, I mean, it's awesome. The dreamscape sequence, that is the symphony of my dreams now. Like it has
gorgeous. It hits me in the feels.
When the strings come in that part, oh man.
It's very, very
and
good.
the Killmonger theme is just incredible.
The Killmonger thing is awesome. Again, if you haven't listened to the First Man theme, you should, because it is the best score.
Yeah, and also when it's the song, like what they play when he's landing on the moon, just like totally hypes me up. Like it's the perfect it's a snub, and that would probably be even better than Black Panther. That's what I think should win.
That's the best score of the year.
Yeah, because that was like when I walked out of that movie. I said the one thing I love the sound, and it was so weird walking out of a space movie, but that was like the thing that stuck with me.
So that brings us we're getting into the meaty ones. I think brings us to Best Supporting Actor, which we got Mahershala Ali for Green Book, Adam Driver from Black Klansman, Sam Elliott from A Star Is Born, Richard E. Grant from Can You Ever Forgive Me, and Sam Rockwell for Vice. The winner in the Golden Globes was Mahershala Ali.
Yep, and I think he's definitely gonna win. It's gonna be similar to when McConaughey won. He's like winning on the back of like the True Detective and all that at the same time. He just got the hype going right now.
He already won an Oscar for
Moonlight.
Yeah,
I know, but I'm talking this one. Like that's how McConaughey won. Like he did Dallas Buyers Club, and then True Detective came out at the same time, and like there was just so much momentum for him. It kind of like rolled.
That's true.
Together.
I mean, he does have a lot of things going for him.
I want Sam Elliott to win, or Richard E. Grant, just because I like Richard E. Grant as a person. I would find with him.
That's fair, but I think Sam Elliott's performance in A Star Is Born is the best performance I've seen out of Sam Elliott.
It may also be the best performance in that movie. He is so good in that movie.
Yeah. So
I would love for him to win.
I think of the people nominated, he should win. I think the major snub here is Michael B. Jordan from Black Panther.
Agreed.
Because that is by far the most memorable performance of this year. If anyone's going to come back to a performance from 2018, it's going to be that one.
For sure. It's definitely the one that's most talked about.
Yeah. So
yeah, I would have sworn he would have gotten one. So
just for the "Hey Auntie" line alone.
Oh yeah. He's got all the good lines in there. Every single one of them. That brings us to Best Actress, which is, oh man, I'm going to try for it. Yalitza Aparicio from Roma.
That's pretty good.
Thank you. Glenn Close from The Wife, Olivia Colman from The Favorite, Lady Gaga from A Star Is Born, and Melissa McCarthy from Can You Ever Forgive Me. Glenn Close and Olivia Colman, because the Golden Globes have comedy and a drama thing, both won their Golden Globes for the categories respectively. I'm kind of surprised that Lady Gaga didn't win for it. Do you think
she hasn't won anything? I mean, I think she should win, but yeah, the overwhelming favorite is Glenn Close.
Is it?
Everyone.
She's never won one.
Yeah,
this might be another one of those career.
She's like 3-1 right now.
The only other one I would say is maybe Olivia Colman, almost only because kind of like what you're talking about. Olivia Colman has a lot of momentum right now. She's got several big projects. She's in the next iteration of The Crown.
Yep.
There's a lot of momentum behind her.
And she's the second favorite. So it's right now it's like Glenn Close and Olivia Colman, and like Lady Gaga is way behind and she hasn't won anything. So
I mean, she's great, but
could play spoiler. She would be the spoiler, but I think it's going to be Glenn Close.
It'd be such a shame if we get through this Oscars and A Star Is Born doesn't win shit. Because
it's going to be.
I think it's a very good chance of only winning for Shallows, and that's it.
That's a real bummer.
Yeah.
Some snubs in this category I just thought of is Emily Blunt from A Quiet Place. I think she's great in that.
She won a Golden Globe for it.
And Toni Collette from Hereditary, which I think is a really strong performance of the year. But
I just like that Toni Collette's like back being a thing.
Yeah. But yeah, both of those, in the horror genre
never gonna get any
does
love.
not get any love. Which brings us to Best Actor, which we got Christian Bale from Vice, Bradley Cooper, Willem Dafoe from At Eternity's Gate, where he's playing Vincent Van Gogh, Rami Malek from Bohemian Rhapsody, and Viggo Mortensen from Green Book. It is an atrocity that Rami Malek is even fucking nominated, and like you said, apparently he's favored to win. He won the Golden Globe for drama, and Christian Bale won for comedy.
This would be the one that I think we kind of discussed it earlier. I don't know that Bradley Cooper should win, but I feel like he may win this one, and it could be the time that they're like, give it a little bit of credence to A Star is Born, even though I think he's probably the third or fourth best performance in that movie.
Yeah, because he doesn't have an Oscar yet, so that's another thing. They may want to recognize him, but yeah, I would love for him to win. Like I think I just love Bradley Cooper, but you're right. Sam Elliott and Lady Gaga are both better.
They're the strengths of that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Rami Malek should not win.
Nope.
I mean, it's...
To be fair, in Rami Malek's defense, he's the only reason we're discussing that movie.
Yes.
Like, Bohemian Rhapsody is only getting any sort of award love because Rami Malek is good as Freddie Mercury. The rest of that movie is not good.
And that's the thing. Like, I think he's fine. I think he's good. I just don't think it's great. I don't think it's one of the best performances of the year. And maybe you're right. Maybe just the fact that we're talking about it because of his performance is enough. But we're not even talking about it as a good movie.
I'm fine with him being nominated for his job in that. And I think you can have nominees in films that aren't, the movies themselves aren't good, but the actress, everything Gary Oldman did for the first 20 years of his career, he's awesome in. Movies probably aren't so great.
Yeah.
So I'm fine with that being the case, but he should not win, and definitely Bohemian Rhapsody should.
I would love Christian Bale. I mean, I think he's probably the strongest performance for a male this year. And I mean, kind of like on the back of Gary Oldman. Gary Oldman won for Winston Churchill, kind of transforming.
Yeah.
And he would win based on makeup probably, but Christian Bale's always strong, and he is strong in that movie.
That's fair.
So I would be okay with him winning, and he has won. He's probably the second favorite after Rami Malek because he won a Globe for it.
The snubs I have listed down are Ethan Hawke from First Reformed, which I think is a phenomenal performance in a weird movie, and Timothée Chalamet from Beautiful Boy.
Yeah, he is the star. You're right. Steve Carell would be the supporting.
Yeah.
He is very good in that. I would say, Chadwick is pretty good as Black Panther.
It's hard. I mean, same thing I have against Bradley Cooper.
Yeah.
He's not the strongest performance in that movie.
Yep.
And
he may not even be the second strongest performance in that movie.
Yeah, and again, there's a large chunk of movie he's not even in.
Yep.
So it's...
Yeah, no, you're right.
The case for Chadwick, I think, is harder than it is for probably
that scene
else.
with him and his father. He does a great job.
That's true.
He's great.
But you're right. He's not in enough of the movie.
Yeah. And before we get into the big one, the best picture, I just wanted to put in some talk about. We've kind of touched on some of the movies that were ignored in the best picture and have just kind of been ignored throughout the whole thing, which is First Reformed, which has gotten a lot of love other places. Was Boy Erased this year or was it last year?
It was this year.
Okay. It was this year.
Yeah,
Like 2019 or
yeah, it was like November of this year.
It would be nominated.
Yeah,
this year.
so Boy Erased, Beautiful Boy, which we mentioned with Steve Carell and Timothée Chalamet, Ballad of Buster Scruggs, because for whatever reason, Coen Brothers, no love, A Quiet Place, and Hereditary, which I think all of those things had strong cases for being some of the best movies from the year, and just...
I think Mission Impossible 6, I don't understand why that's not getting any love.
I would say Mission Impossible 6 for cinematography.
Yeah, absolutely.
Again, I think you said this a couple weeks ago. Literally, cameramen jumped out of an airplane 100 times to film that scene.
Backwards.
And you don't want to give those guys any
Anything.
love.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
The car chase scene, the scene on top of the, when
the
he's running on the building.
helicopters, that fight scene in the bathroom with
It's
the all
incredible.
white.
In my opinion, and again, we've praised this movie at length on this podcast, it's probably the pinnacle of filmmaking last year. It may not be the best movie, but it was the most difficult to make.
Yeah.
That's probably true.
I will also say on lead actor, Ryan Gosling in First Man.
Yeah.
It's an understated performance, which is why I don't think he's getting recognized, but that's the character.
What's his wife's, what is that actress's name?
Claire Foy?
Yes.
Claire Foy.
Good
She's
fucking call, Ned.
She is great in that movie
Yeah.
as Janet. And really, that is really the meaty performance of that movie.
Yeah, that scene where she sits him down at the dinner table and is like, "You need to tell your boys
You need
what
to tell
if they
them,
don't if you don't come home."
When I think Gus Grissom is calling her, they cut the phone off, and she goes to NASA, and she's like, "Where's my phone, Gus? Where's my phone?"
Yeah.
I mean, she's great in that movie.
Yeah,
First Man just did not get a lot of love.
It did
in
not.
general.
no, it just no one went.
Damien
and saw it.
Chazelle not getting nominated,
Which is
for
weird because
Best
his
Director.
last two movies have both, one almost won an Oscar for Best Picture. But yeah, that brings us to the Best Picture, which, again, they have an option to nominate 10, but they are nominated 8. Cool.
Just do the 10.
So
There's no reason not to.
There's not. So what we got is Black Panther, Black Klansman, Bohemian Rhapsody, The Favorite, Green Book, Roma, A Star Is Born, and Vice. No surprises on this list. They've all appeared in other places in the categories. Bohemian Rhapsody won the Golden Globes, almost infamously.
And Green Book. Because they split it up.
And Green Book.
Yeah.
And Roma won the BAFTA for
I'm going Roma.
It's probably Roma. If Bohemian Rhapsody wins, which there's a fucking possibility that it does, that will be the new Crash.
Yeah. It's worse than Crash.
It is.
At least when I watched Crash the first time, I was like, oh, that was an interesting movie.
That was like an insightful movie. Like,
Yeah.
I'm a changed man.
It doesn't hold up.
No.
But Bohemian Rhapsody the first time, I was like, that was a movie.
Yep.
Yeah.
I liked the singing.
I think Rome is the overwhelming favorite. It will win. I mean, Black Panther's I think it's the most well done movie. I really enjoyed it the most. I think that should win.
I just
it
don't.
won't. But
I can't
think
see
it
the.
should.
I can't see the Academy just
Imagine if it did.
going.
Yeah.
Like that would be crazy.
Here's my real issue with it, and maybe this is controversial. If Black Panther wins, it's not going to be because they think it's the best movie. It's not because the Academy thinks it's the best movie. It's because the Academy thinks it's the right thing to do. And that's offensive to me because Black Panther is in the argument for one of the best pictures of the movie. You know, like their motivation is not going to be because they think it's the best. And that's unfortunate because you could make an argument that it was the best.
Absolutely. Personally, if I was going to go just on the ones that I've seen, I haven't seen Vice, and I'm sure that might probably qualify for me once I see it. But I'd probably go Star Is Born. I think it's the best overall movie. It's the most memorable. I think it has more staying power, and it's just, it's just more original than a lot of, which is weird to say because it's a remake, but
of a remake.
But it is one of the most original things that's on this list.
The great thing about both Black Panther and A Star Is Born, in my opinion, and A Star Is Born maybe more so than Black Panther, is they wedge that line of great filmmaking and
accessible.
Yeah,
absolutely.
In a really cool and inventive way. You really don't get very many movies that can appeal to both the standard moviegoer and the movie critic. And they both do it.
That's a good point.
And they do it so well.
That's a real
But that's what's hurting them.
Yeah.
Legitimately.
Yeah.
I feel
it's like if normal people
if they were
like
more
it,
pretentious, they might win.
Yeah, it's like normal people like it, they look at that as a negative.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the three that I'd be okay with winning is Star Is Born, Black Panther, and then the one that I think could win that I loved was Green Book. You know what I mean? And that's the third one, and I think that's probably the second favorite after Roma. So we'll see, though. I don't know. I think Roma's going to win, and I hate that because it's it's such Oscar baity. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's the same thing they always do every year. They don't. It's always the same. It's that movie no one's really seen, and no one really likes it. It's just they all know it's good. You know what I mean?
I almost watched Shape of Water again today because we were always like, we're going to do this podcast. I should watch last year's Oscar winner, and then I was like, you know what? There's so many other things I'd rather do. I'd rather do laundry.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think it's going to be Roma. I think it's going to be.
Yeah.
Anything with Alfonso Cuarón's name on it.
Yeah.
It's going to win. He directed, what's the one with...
Children of Men.
Children of Men. He could probably win for the rest of his career off anything he ever does because he made Children of Men.
Children of Men is one of the few movies I haven't seen that you guys talk about all the time.
Oh, you should watch that.
Dude,
Yeah,
you
I
should
need to
watch
watch
that
that.
movie.
Yeah.
It's good. Is it the best movie that Clive Owen's in?
Oh, yeah.
Probably.
I know. Nips has told me about it a lot, and so I kind of know what it's about. I got to sit down and watch it because I do want to see it. I hear it's really.
I
good.
think you would like it.
Yeah.
It's one of those heavier movies that there's enough of I don't know, kind of the stuff that you're into in there because they're not high intensity chase action sequences, but there are elements of that in that movie, and I don't know. I think you'd like it. It's a very good movie.
I think I may try and watch it this week.
I think comparatively to a lot of Cuarón's work after, I say that, he won for Gravity, which is definitely a mass appeal movie.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's kind of threading that line you're talking about where it's accessible for someone who's, not a film critic, but it also is a masterfully crafted movie.
I just think about that scene where they're in the woods, in the truck, and they get raided.
Yeah.
it's a cool sequence,
Yeah.
and you wouldn't find that in most Oscar baity movies.
Yeah. So yeah, that brings us through all the categories in the Oscars. Is there any other categories we feel like should be in there? Things that we just superlatives we want to throw in there?
I definitely, again, make up a category, give Christopher McQuarrie and all the people who made Mission Impossible freaking some love, because that movie is excellent.
Yeah, because if you're gonna do like best action scene, it would definitely be the jump out of the plane,
or the bathroom fight,
or the bathroom fight, and then I would say the Black Panther chase through like Hong Kong with the car would probably be one of those. Yeah. Nothing in Infinity War, like I love that movie, but there isn't an action scene that really stands out among others for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I think you're right though. It's just for an action Mission Impossible really takes.
It is really weird to me that stunts don't get like love in the.
You can literally die doing
so many other technical aspects are rewarded in the Oscars, and stunts are such an important part of like the modern movies. There's so few movies that don't have stunts in them,
and it would be another way to bring in popular movies to get more people to watch.
Yeah.
It's like, why haven't they thought of that?
Because I mean, I'd love to see John Wick win like a best choreography kind of thing.
For sure. Yeah,
for their gun ballet.
What would be the best choreography? I guess it probably would.
It would be
like
that bathroom fight scene.
Yeah. I don't watch the Golden Globes, and I don't really want the Oscars to change, but I kind of almost wish. I don't know. I'm so iffy on this. I almost wish there wasn't a best picture category.
Yeah.
And that maybe we split it up by genre or something, kind of like the Golden Globes does. And I say that having said, I also hate the best animated picture category because I feel like all of those animated movies should be in discussion for the best picture.
Absolutely.
I wish it could be nominated for both.
Has there ever been?
Beauty and the Beast was nominated for best picture.
Not Toy Story 3?
I think the animated category was already created by that point, but I don't remember. That was
crazy
2010.
So they can't then. It's like not allowed.
They can't, yeah.
That's stupid. Yeah, that's stupid. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
because I thought you could win both. You should be able to win both.
1999 was a big year for movies, but don't tell me Iron Giant wasn't one of the best movies that came out in 1999. So I don't know. I just feel like we've, especially if you're gonna have 10 movies, fill all 10. You don't have to agree on all 10. Put 10 freaking movies in there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, there's no reason not to.
There should be a fan element too. We should get a vote.
Yeah, why don't you make one of the 10 put a vote system?
We fill the 10th position.
Yeah.
You have a list
I said,
of
it's never going to win, but at least let some people get some love in there. You know what I mean?
I like that idea.
It's not a terrible idea because people vote to nominate, and then the film community
take it from there.
Yeah, man. Have you ever seen like the requirements to qualify for being in the Academy as one of the voters?
It's super pretentious.
It is super pretentious. You have to have a pretty extensive fucking record in Hollywood for whatever.
Who does vote? I don't even know.
It's
is it like actors and directors?
Yeah, it's different people in the industry. Like
they're critics.
But it depends on like what kind of, like if you're a cinematographer, if you're an editor, if you're whatever. But you have to have like a certain amount and a certain, not only a certain quantity of work, but also a certain amount of acclaim for your work.
I learned this week that Ben Stiller is a part of the Academy. I did not know that.
Interesting.
But yeah, that's the Oscars.
I don't have any superlative categories. I don't know. But...
No, I really don't.
I mean, I was trying to figure out which one was the most Oscar baity. So things that are considered.
Roma is the most Oscar.
You say that though.
What's the most Transformers
thing is fucking Bohemian Rhapsody.
That's a good point.
Things that are Oscar baity. Black and White, Roma. Period pieces where someone in the period
favorite.
Period pieces where someone in the period is reflecting values of modern times, which granted World War II and Victorian are very popular.
Yep.
Those are big ones.
Yep.
But that also qualifies Green Book and Black Klansman, where you get to overcome racism in the past.
When it was real popular.
Yeah. The favorite, which is a period piece, biopics, particularly biopics where there's body changes involved. Bohemian Rhapsody,
Vice,
and Vice.
I read an article today that like before Black Panther, like the only like African American movies that ever like got love was like showing African American plight, like Precious, Moonlight, where it's like some sort of suffering. You know what I mean? And this is like the
12
first
Years a Slave,
African American. Yeah, 12 Years a Slave is another one I mentioned. This is the first one where it's like a completely positive outlook.
Yeah.
With Africa, you know what I mean? Which is something really cool.
Well,
that is actually really interesting.
That's really good.
Yeah. So I don't know. I understand you're saying that Roma is the most Oscar bait, but I just feel like so many of these
foreign language.
Yeah,
it's
foreign
in
language.
Black and white.
Yeah.
It's directed by Alfonso Cuarón.
It stars no one famous.
Yeah.
It stars. I
It's
think
got like real life people.
Yeah, I was about to say. I think the main actress is not an actress, or was not
Yeah.
before they started this movie. So okay, you're right. But cool.
See, that's the problem with Star is Born is it's not Oscar baity at all, and yet it's an Oscar caliber movie.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, it is the only one on this list. That and Black Panther are the only ones on this list that are not falling into one of those categories of traditional
true.
Oscar movies.
Yep, I think that's like the best point you made. Like that's hurting it, which is so stupid. You know
It's
what I mean?
dumb.
It doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't make
that
sense.
just shows how stuck up and pretentious people in Hollywood are.
You know what's more agitating about all of that, though, Ian, is we're talking about all these ideas they had to change the Oscars, talking about why these movies don't get love, and yet those filmmakers, those writers, directors, cinematographers, critics who are a part of the Academy then went on social media to shit-talk the Academy when it was their fault.
Yep.
They're the ones who did it. So why can they sit there on Twitter and be like, well, what was the Academy? Yeah, motherfucker.
That was you.
That was you. You did that.
Yeah.
I hate it. God, I hate it.
I know.
Man.
The Oscars do get me worked up.
So now that you've listened to this whole episode, watch the Oscars or don't, because it's all bullshit and it doesn't matter.
I'll be honest with you. I'm not going to.
I'm going to, but I can't help it.
Yeah, I'll probably end up watching it just because there's nothing else. There's no more football on Sundays.
Yeah,
so.
There's AAFL or whatever it is.
It's true.
But cool, I think that's it for our Oscar segment. What have we been watching?
You want to go?
Yeah, I go. I continued on the Narcos train, and I'm on season 4, Narcos Mexico, and it's got the guy who starred in Rogue One. What is his name?
Diego Luna.
Yeah, Diego Luna.
I like that guy.
Miguel Angel, he's like the kingpin, and it's got Michael Pena as like the DEA cop.
Also like that guy.
Yeah, and it's very good. I mean, that show is like, it's not the best I've ever seen on TV, but if you like historical dramas,
Yeah, it's a true story, right?
yeah. It's very well done. And I think that's it. Just sticking with. Oh, I watched True Detective, and oh my god, are you guys caught up on True Detective?
No, I hear it's really good though.
All right, I watched last night's. Spoilers. You want me to? I'm not going to spoil you crazy.
I prefer you not.
Okay, then I won't.
yeah.
But yeah, it's very good what they did.
Okay,
So I'll wait and see. They tie it in. Like, there's now a True Detective universe. I'll leave it at that.
cool.
Whoa.
Yeah, so it's very tied into past seasons now. You realize.
All
That's
right.
interesting.
I
I'm curious.
do need to catch up.
I need to catch up. Is that it?
Yep.
Let's see. I read a sizable chunk. I took in media in a lot of different forms this week. That's what I did. I read a lot of First Man. I really like that book. The more I'm into it, the farther I get into it, the more into it I become. Just got through the section where Neil was stationed here at Pensacola for a while. And so that was really interesting, seeing as it's our hometown. What else did I do? I watched The Umbrella Academy, which just debuted on Netflix, which is based on a Dark Horse comic written by Gerard Way from My Chemical Romance.
Oh, so this isn't part of the Miller World stuff. Netflix
No.
Oh, I just assumed that was the case.
No.
Okay.
And the best way I can describe it is like all of us who listened to Black Parade on repeat a decade ago, like it's coming to harvest now. We finally get to everything we poured into being emo has finally come to fruition, and it's not that rewarding. It's fine. It's interesting. It's almost too weird. Like, to the point where it starts off with like a lot of questions, and while like I watched all of Lost multiple times, so obviously I'm a fan of questions, I would have liked. There were so many that I didn't know that I was going to keep going. I was like, well, this just feels like bullshit. It's fine.
Better than Transformers?
I'll let you know when I'm done.
Okay. How many more you
We're
got?
on the fence.
I think I have 6 more.
Okay.
I don't love the cast. That's probably a big problem for me. There is one character who's like a gay drug addict who can talk to the dead, and he's hilarious. He is the best character.
Is he
in
the
the
guy
show.
from that? Hang on, I gotta look it up.
While you were looking up, I heard like 2 shows launched that were the same. I heard Doom Patrol also launched.
It's
in
on
the
DC Universe.
And I hear that's very similar to Umbrella Academy.
I don't have DC Universe, but
Yeah.
Doom Patrol is getting great reviews.
Yeah. It is. So.
And it's got a good cast.
I hear Titans was good on there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I might need to check that out at some point.
it's not this guy, is it?
It's that guy.
Okay, yeah. Robert Sheehan was on a British show called Misfits, which is
Yes.
a very similar premise where it's a bunch of juvenile delinquents get superpowers, and instead of becoming superheroes, they just become assholes with superpowers. Like, they don't like become supervillains; they're just normal people, but they just do asshole things with their superpowers. And he is the best part of that show. He's only in it for 1 season.
He's great in this show as well. Ellen Page is stupid boring, and whatever. One I didn't mention last week that I did watch and I want to talk about. I watched Fellowship of the Ring Extended Edition. It's the best one, clearly. End of story. And I finally finished Critical Role.
Nice.
This week. I am all caught up. I think actually while we were recording last week's episode come out, so I'm now one behind. But I'm done. I also played video games. I started Kingdom Hearts 3, and it is definitely, Joseph said it best, it waited way too long to come out. I don't feel as interested or invested. It's fine. I'll keep going.
You guys are soldiering through it, though?
I mean, it takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
I'm 2 hours in, and I've done like a 10th. So
I can't do games that are like 50 hours. Like,
Yeah,
it's just
it's
too much. I like a 10, like Spider-Man is like a 10-hour game.
Yeah.
And that's perfect.
it's the first like 45 minutes are cutscenes, and I just don't.
It's too much.
It's a lot of
too much.
cutscenes. It's a lot of mythology that
There's
makes no
like a
sense.
music video in there.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, but that's a requirement. That's like the best part of the first one.
yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
Also replaying Crash Bandicoot, which is a lot of fun.
You've been a busy little boy.
I have.
Yeah.
I've been making time for each. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I listen to a lot of Critical Roles.
I also finished the first campaign of Critical Role, which I'm sad it's come to a close, but I feel like we're ready. Like, you had to move on to something else.
Do you feel like it's difficult to adjust those people to new characters?
Somewhat.
Because
feel-
I did campaign 2 and then went to campaign
Yeah.
1, and that was hard for me at first. Like Molly Mock to Percy.
Yeah.
I much preferred Molly to Percy to begin with.
Interesting. No, I don't feel like it. I feel like it's helping me identify. In the first season, there are characters where I'm like, do I not like their characters or not like their person? Or on the same thing, do I not like, is this person dumb or is their character dumb?
Mm-hmm.
And now that we're in a second season where their characters are completely different, I'm starting to figure it out which ones are which. So
What is Marisha?
she is really dumb.
What about Travis?
I know, Travis is great.
Yeah. The best part about Travis in again, listening to Campaign 2 and 1, I didn't see this, but now that I'm done with Campaign 1 is, in Campaign 2, Travis doesn't know how to have a character. Because Grog is not a character.
Yeah.
Grog is simply there to fight things.
Yeah.
So Travis doesn't know how to handle having a backstory and having a purpose. It puts him in some uncomfortable situations.
Oh, see, I haven't gotten that far
Yeah,
yet.
Yeah.
So are they on campaign 2 now? It's ongoing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're 51 episodes in Campaign 2.
It's crazy. That's so much.
Yeah. It will. I think they.
Is it wrapping up or is it like?
Oh no!
roaring?
They just got
Okay.
to the level they were when they started Campaign 1, and Campaign 1 took 3 years. So
Holy
Yeah.
crap!
yeah,
I also rewatched The Matrix this weekend.
awesome.
It was awesome. I
Should have watched Equilibrium.
I
instead.
plan on it because I was thinking about it, but Val hadn't seen The Matrix, so I thought this is a requirement.
I can't be talking on Kate's probably hasn't seen The Matrix
Yeah.
either.
I mean, look, I understand there's plenty of important movies that I haven't seen either, but I thought it was an easy way to get in.
Matrix like influenced like
So many things.
movies.
That's-
Yeah.
Like that gung fu, you know what I mean, with the slow motion. Like it was stolen by like every single.
Yep.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Wanted to be The Matrix.
Yeah.
Yep.
So hard.
Oh man. And then I finished Spider-Man, Marvel Spider-Man, the game, and it's great. It's like it's a really interesting story. It's a different than like the standard Peter Parker Spider-Man universe. But they integrate Miles Morales. They have Mary Jane, and Mary Jane's great. All the villains are great. The whole Otto storyline I think is fantastic. Like it's a really like compelling narrative on top of being a fun game. My only complaint is there needs to be more boss fights, and I think the boss fights need to have more. I feel like one of the main things that you want in a boss fight is like kind of different mechanics than the way you normally fight, and I don't feel like they did that very much. But
I would agree with that.
I would suggest to you. I know you're playing Kingdom Hearts now. Is try to play some of the Arkham games.
Yeah.
And I think you see a lot of similarities, both narrative wise.
Yeah.
They're a good story structure and mechanics wise.
Did anyone give you any of the Arkham games?
no.
I have Arkham Knight. I'll bring it for you.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
That's
exactly
the worst one of the three. in my
Yeah,
opinion.
I would say get Arkham City, the
Okay.
remastered one, but Arkham Knight's still fun. But yeah, there's definitely more boss fights.
Arkham Knight's the one that's got the car thing, right? There's a lot of car stuff.
That's the
Well, it really Asylum and Arkham City are almost like a 1-2. Like I mean, they are 1-2, but the story is contiguous between those.
Yeah.
Arkham Knight is a little more on its own.
Gotcha.
But yeah, no, we need a video game metric. If a movie is better or worse than Transformers, what's the most mediocre video game of all time?
Ooh.
Spyro the Dragon.
Possible. I've never played Spyro though.
Madden.
Yeah, Matt. Yeah, I don't know.
We'll come back to that
Yeah,
one.
think about it.
But yeah, I think that's it for this week. Yeah,
Yeah. Do we want to say anything about us?
I do.
Being at Pensacon.
So this weekend We're going to be down at Pensacon for all of our local listeners in the Pensacola area. I think we're going to try and make a presence on most of the days. Don't really know what time. We're going to be wandering around in our new Real Phony shirts.
And giving away Real Phony stickers.
Correct. And we'd love to hear from you and talk to you and hear your thoughts on the show. And we might even interview you. Who knows?
Any feedback, guys, we would love to hear from
Not just feedback, but
come talk to us. We might interview. We're probably going to end up doing some kind of Pensacon themed show where we get some what do you call people who go to comic conventions?
Nerds.
Some nerd input. And we'll share some of the best stuff on the show. But in the meantime, actually, if you have any more thoughts on the Oscars, one of the things I want to know, we mentioned a couple things that are considered Oscar bait. I want to know what other things we missed, what other kind of like tropes and conventions that the Oscar really loves for no particular reason that we didn't mention. But if you have any other thoughts on the Oscar things or anything that you'd like us to talk about in the future, you can reach us at betterthantransformers@gmail.com. You can follow us on Twitter and Facebook @RealPhonies. Thanks to Zach Evans for art and Brian Velasquez for our theme. And we will see you guys next week.
Later.
Have a good one.
Or at Pensacon.